And we are live. What is up, y'all? This is actually It's Just Different Pod, and we are back with another series of athletes who have made the decision of where they will be playing college basketball next season. We got three fire athletes. First, well, all of them will be up at the same time, but we have Vienna who is going to OU. We have Journey who is going to Bradley. And we have Jessica who is going to UTRGV. I always get like, when I be trying to say that UTRGV, like it just goes so fast. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to the players. I know coaches at all three schools. I'm super excited to bring them and their families on. If you are tuning in, hit that like button. We already got, first of all, y'all know the goal is always 20 people. We ain't even started and we already at 17. So that means that the athletes was sharing this. Shout out to y'all. Let's get this to 20 people. Let's get this to 5 likes. Again, as I just said, we have Vienna who's going to OU, Journey who is going to Bradley, and Jessica who is going to UTRGV. Now I'm gonna show y'all just a little bit of them before we bring them on. Okay, y'all get it. They all hoopers. At the end of the day, they are all hoopers. And without further ado, let's go ahead and bring them up. How y'all feeling? Wait, I forgot. I muted y'all, so y'all can't tell me how y'all feeling because y'all are muted. Y'all are muted. There we go. We are good. How y'all feeling this evening?
Great.
I feel like everybody's cold at this point. We were talking before and we all just cold. It's just snow everywhere. It's just cold. Jesus have mercy. We'll go ahead and get started. I'll start. So we'll start Jessica, then Brianna, then Journey. Just introduce yourself real quick before we get started.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and I'm from Olathe, Kansas, and I'm going to UTRGV.
On you,
Hi,
Brianna.
I'm Deanna Murray. I'm from Woodbury, Minnesota, and I'll be going to University of Oklahoma.
Hi, I'm Journey. I'm from Houston, and I'm going to Bradley.
Bradley. We started off with just that. The wise. Vienna, you had multiple. All of you guys had multiple offers. Vienna, you had multiple offers, with a lot of them being P4. What made OU the right choice for you?
Yeah, honestly, it was a hard decision for me, but I think what it really came down to was the people and the style of play. I think the coaches at OU, they just stood out amongst the rest just because I feel like they personally knew my game the best. And like I said, the style of play fit me the best as well. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What would you say? You talked about style of play, and I always talk about that a lot. But when we look at system, culture, coaching, all of that, what made them, I guess, differ from the other schools?
Yeah. I think honestly just their up tempo, fast paced offense. They love to shoot it. They like to play off the dribble. I think that like fits me personally. And then yeah, I think just the culture that they're building, that they have built over the
Mm-hmm.
past few years, is like it's on the rise. It's been amazing, and I think that again that fits me well, just
Yeah.
personally with the players, coaches, and yeah.
Yeah. Jessica, what was it about UTRGV that made it feel home for you?
Just the culture down there is amazing. Like everybody, like when I was coming down there, they're like, "Oh, you're going to UTRGV?" I was like, "Yeah, just for a visit." And they're like, "Well, you got a home down here." So just the people and the culture is really good. And then Coach Lord, he's an amazing coach. He coached my mom when she was a freshman in high school. So a
Oh
little
wow.
family background. Yeah. So yeah,
That's
it's
that's
just
dope. First of all, if I read this right, are you the first athlete school history to go D1 at your school? Did I read that right?
for girls
For
basketball.
right, for girls basketball. Shout out to that. First of all, shout out. Where's my horn at? I need a horn for that. There we go. There we go. Shout out to that. How does that feel? Like, how does that make you feel? One, making history at your school, to that magnitude.
It feels pretty good. Like, I mean, I didn't really notice it until someone told me, and I was like, "Dang, okay." But it's just a bunch of hard work that I've had with my family, and I don't know, it just feels great, and I had my teammates and everyone pushing me. So,
I love that. I love that journey. Bradley, what made Bradley the right fit for you?
I know everybody says this, but like when I went there, it just felt like home. I like the coaches a lot, the players, and I really fit their style of play.
Yeah. When you say you fit their style of play, what is their style of play?
They shoot threes, they do pick and rolls, they like pushing the ball in transition, and they're a really big defensive team.
Yeah. Now that's good. Now for all of you guys, like, was there like a moment that like made it feel real of like, obviously you go on different visits, you go to different schools, but like was there a specific moment that made y'all be like, all right, this is the one? And that's for any of y'all.
I mean, I had
Um,
one, or you can go.
no, you can go ahead.
I had one. I tore my second ACL and I texted my head coach and I was like, "Well, this happened or whatever, and I'm not really sure." And he was like, "Oh, we don't care. We still want you." And I was like, "Dang."
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of like a moment where I was like, "Well, they want me like through thick and thin." So I feel like I didn't even go on a visit yet, and I was like, "Okay, I really like him." So I think that was like my deciding factor.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to you in a minute, Vienna, on the same question. But can you talk about that for a second? So you tore your ACL. You said your second. So what grades did you tear your ACL?
So last year, I think it was my junior. It was in practice. It was like my first time going to Adidas circuit, but in practice I tore it going up for a layup. That was last year, last summer, and then this past summer I tore it again in a game against 7 days at a tournament at the last tournament. So
Ooh.
yeah,
What
but
was how was? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it was different knees, so it wasn't the same one, which was good. So.
Yeah, what did rehab just teach you mentally and physically, going through it from your first time and your second time?
Just to be just grateful for just playing and to be humble. Like you're never too good to to anyone. So I think the first time it was definitely like just to be appreciative of the sport. And then the second time I kind of started like blowing up a little bit, I would say, and getting kind of good. And I think God just wanted me to have a moment of just humble and to know that I'm playing for him and not for me. So.
Yeah, I like that. Vienna, what was your moment?
So I would say I went in all my visits. Oklahoma was my last visit, and up until that moment, I hadn't really had, I guess, that feeling, and it just didn't feel right. Any of my options.
Yeah.
But then I went to Oklahoma, and it all just kind of fell into place for me. And I feel like that kind of started with Coach Jenny. I feel like she knew my game the best out of all coaches. She
Uh-oh. I don't know what happened to there she go.
I
There
don't
we
know if
go.
we just disappeared for a second.
We heard that she knew the
Sorry.
game the best and then it just said whoop.
Okay, sorry. But yeah, she just I don't know. I think that me and her just clicked really well, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. OU loves to one, I love watching them play. They love to score fast. They love to play fast. You've proven to be a high level scorer to score the basketball at a higher speed. I guess what do you feel or how do you see your role evolving in a Sooner system?
Hmm. Um. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna right now. I'm classified, or I guess people call me a shooter, and I think I'm gonna take that to Oklahoma. So, like you said, they love to shoot the three, all that. So I think I'll bring that there, and then also, I think my mid-range game is pretty good. I'm still working on becoming the best, I guess, complete player that I can be. So I think working on my, I guess, finishing and all that will, um, I don't know, I'll need to sharpen that up, but still at the same time, I think that I can bring all three levels of scoring there.
Yeah, I love that. Journey, you played on Hoop Society, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. P24. Was there any, I feel like everybody is always like, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour. And to me, I don't feel like P24 get enough love because it's like competitive and it is coaches there. Did you ever have any doubt of like, man, I want to go play with this Nike team or I can go do this? Was there any ever doubt or like pressure for you to go do that?
No, because I really like the coach of that team, Coach Eric. He's like, he's a really good coach. And I think I just felt, they really developed me over there. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to stay with
Yeah, let's talk about that. In a lot of my content, I talk about fit and I talk about development. Those are probably the two main things I talk about all the time. And you just said one, you didn't want to leave because you like the coach and they developed you. What did that actually look like?
I felt like when I first started playing basketball, everybody called me a shooter. And like that's, all she can do is shoot. But playing with the Hoop Society, they really like brought out my three-level scoring. So like now I'm not classified as a shooter. I can score on all three levels.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Parents, coming to y'all. Same question for all of y'all. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's the kids' decision, right? They are the ones that's gonna play for the coach. They the ones that got to be there. But the parents got some say so in this. What made y'all feel comfortable and confident enough to say, "This is where I'm sending my baby," and I start, Dad, Jessica.
Okay. Well, I would say for us, it was me and my wife, with the relationship of her knowing Coach Lord from, her playing days in Kansas. It's like we knew him. And then so we was like, well, hey, let's just take the visit. Let's see,
Mm-hmm.
how it goes. But for me, when he shot her, he reached out right after she tore the second ACL, this past summer, and you know how it goes. Some schools, become silent, and but he reached out immediately and was like, "Hey, we don't know what happened with her, but we still want her." And so, like that said a lot to us, just
Mm-hmm.
for the culture, and it's probably bigger than basketball,
For sure.
which basketball is huge, but we want her to go to a family environment.
Yeah, I love that, and I think I tore my ACL. So when you said junior year, I'm like, ooh, because I tore my ACL my junior year. And I feel like, obviously, there's no right time to tear your ACL, but I feel like your junior year is the worst time because, like, that's your last AAU season. So I tore my ACL, and I was highly recruited. I had a lot of interest, and I don't want to say unfortunately. I was finna say unfortunately, but like all of those schools went away. Like I had the Texas A&M, the Baylor, the Kansas, and during that time, I feel like my class was probably was the most loaded with guards. So they just went on to somebody else, and like that really like made me feel like initially like, dang, like man, these schools don't even want me. Then it was kind of like motivating, right? So it's good to hear like for you, Jessica, like the coaches was still like you tore your ACL, but we still want you. So I love to hear that. Somebody said we got I'm coming. Shout out to I'm coming. We got a boomer in the house. Now y'all know how I feel about my them boomers because I'm hookem over here. So so I'm gonna just we gonna be friends today. We are friends today. um, Going to the Murray family. Same thing. What made you guys feel comfortable and confident enough to say we going to OU?
I think after she had great visits at all the schools, and I could see her at multiple schools, but I always, kind of questioned after we left. But after the OU visit, I'm just like, I could leave her here in the hands
Mm,
of the staff, the community. It just really felt like home for her.
yeah, yeah, I love that. Um, Journey's dad.
Um, well, we chose Bradley because we definitely like Coach Pop. She's a real great coach, and when we went on the visit, it just felt almost perfect for a journey. Like I mean, we went on some other visits, but the Bradley visit just felt kind of perfect in the sense of the team. The whole team seems to be like on the same page, and the coach is trying to bring in the recruits to win the conference. We also like the Missouri Valley Conference as far as how I think it's one of the oldest basketball conferences, and it's pretty competitive as far as the level of competitiveness. So that's what we liked about Bradley. So we just felt it was a good fit for her.
Yeah. What other visits did you go on?
I just went to ACU,
Okay.
and I was supposed to
Um
go,
sorry, go ahead.
and I was supposed to go to Louisiana Tech.
Okay. So you had ACU. Where's Bradley?
It's in Peoria, Illinois, so it's
That's what I thought.
between Chicago and St. Louis.
That's what I thought. Okay, so you had ACU pretty close to home. Louisiana Tech closer, right? You don't hear a lot of people, say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Bradley," right? But the one thing that I love that you just said was one, you love the coach, and you talked about something that a lot of people don't talk about: the conference. I think conference is very, very important because all conferences have different playing styles. All conferences fit, like not all conferences fit all kids. So it sounds like you did your research, not even on the coach, but also the teams and what the conference look like. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
So I always remember like when I watch like boys basketball mainly, I always see Drake, Murray State in the NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And they in the Missouri Valley Conference, they compete a lot, and I love competing. Like all their games, you're not gonna blow out a team. It's gonna be like a close 6 point win. And
Mm-hmm.
I love to compete, so I could just see myself playing in that conference.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Parents, coming back to you. What was the hardest part of the recruiting process as a parent? Starting up top left.
I would say the inconsistency of the communication of the coaches.
Mm,
My biggest thing is, I'm not going to lose sleep if you're not interested anymore. But you go from blowing up your phones or shooting, texts, and then, torn ACL happens or, whatever may happen, then you go disappear. It's like, hey, just be straightforward. Um,
mm-hmm.
we're, we get it. We understand. So
Y-
I would say that was probably the most frustrating part.
Yeah, yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. It's like, we talk about, when I say we, just the community talk about, players making sure they're available, making sure they answer the phone when the college coaches call, making sure that they're following up, making sure they're doing all of these different things. But not a lot of people talk about the other side when the coaches ain't doing that. When the coaches goes, when the coaches don't, like, it's also that side of it too. So I'm glad to hear that you said that. Murray family.
I'd say a couple of things. One, getting to know people really well and feeling and becoming friends, genuine friends with staff at other schools that
Mm-hmm.
you know um, you're not going to see or talk to very often again, and that just doesn't. It's not how I am as a person, but it's just a part of the process. Um, and then it takes a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
Um, when if you're going to go on visits, you got to take vacation or just think, just make it work is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think it took a lot of Vienna's time too. Now that's over, you see, okay, we have our nights back. She's not on the phone for how many calls, but that's hard.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot trying to
Hmm.
schedule out all the calls. Journey's dad.
For us, I think the hardest part, well, for me and my wife, it was basically the calls and trying to discern what coaches are serious and what coaches are just talking because we know I used to play basketball, but I try to tell Journey that the coaches are going to offer multiple people scholarships, so it's a business. So you got to realize if they offer you and you don't take it, the next person will. So
Mm-hmm.
it's trying to get a good feel for the actual coaches themselves and seeing where they stand. Like some coaches can tell you one thing to try to get you there, and then once you're there, it's something different. So we just wanted to make sure it was a good fit and look at the coach's history. Just see how she was wherever the last school she was, her winning percentage, how she is with the players that are already there. It's just a lot of things you got to look at because the players that are on campus they can let you know whether or not they like the coach. So if the relationship with the players that are already on campus is a good relationship, then that's a good sign for our kids to go to that school. And
Yeah.
one thing I say at Journey School, I felt a lot more comfortable because there was a couple of NBA players who allowed their daughters to just go there. So I was like, if they allow their daughters
Yeah.
to go there, then I feel that it's a good look as far as basketball is concerned. So
Yeah. No, I like that for sure. For sure. Now, what we talk about recruitment, we talk about all these different things, and y'all have talked about like the calls. What questions should parents be asking these college coaches now that they're going through this process? What questions do y'all feel they should be asking?
I would
That's
say you kind of got to be real upfront and say what's your vision for her, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's going to tell you, oh, she's going to play, but how much? And
Mm-hmm.
you can't nobody can guarantee you minutes, especially in this era where transfer portal's right around the corner as soon as March Madness is over.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you have to do your homework to try to read between the lines, look at rosters, look at history, and and ask questions based on that information, I think.
Yeah. Agreed. Dad, was you gonna say something? Top left.
Yeah, I was gonna pretty much piggyback off of what he just said. I think the biggest thing is just getting the truth out of like what do you see, what is your vision, for the offense, defensively, transition wise, on and off the court. What do you see, my child, bringing to this culture, right? Because she wants to enhance the culture. She doesn't want to bring it down. So where do you see her, being in that situation? And we're parents. We've been with her. You've been with your kid, for a long time, so And if it's not a good fit, that's when you go back home and make that decision. So
Yeah.
I think really be in detail, like get really detailed with every situation.
Yeah. You talk about fit, you just said that if it's not a good fit, a lot of parents don't know how to find out if something is the right fit, and that's college or AAU. How do you determine if something is the right fit? How did you guys determine if, and I'm talking, like I said, AAU or college, if it's the right fit? What does that look like?
well, for me, you want to look at the style of play. So you have to know what kind of way your daughter plays or your son, and then you need to watch the college that they're trying to go to see how they actually play and
Mm-hmm.
what they focus on. And so a coach is supposed to make all the players look good and based on whatever they can do, on the court. So you want to find a team where you see the coach bringing the best out of every player that they have. So to me, that was important as far as and because what your daughter can do on the court, and then she's going to get better when she goes to college. But how does she fit in the system that they've already have set up? Because like you say, every system ain't like everybody can't go to certain schools. So
Mm-hmm.
you have each school has their own style. So you want to make sure that you fit that, and you watch their film, and then you see yourself on film, and you know how you play, and then like everybody says, you'll find a match. So
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm gonna take a little. We got a lot of congrats in the chat. I'm gonna take a little break real quick just to put some of these on the screen. We got congratulations, Jessica. Let me go there. We got another congrats, Jessica. Congrats, everyone. I'm going to just put a lot of these on the screen because y'all got a lot of people in the chat. We already put the boomer sooner. I ain't putting that one again. Journey, we got a congrats, Journey. We are so proud of you. Shout out to y'all. Put some congrats in the chat. If y'all got questions, I like to read y'all questions. So if y'all got questions, definitely put questions. Congrats, Vienna. Definitely put questions in the chat. Congrats, ladies. Lots of congrats, and I see one more in here. Proud of you, Jessica. Can't wait to watch some games.
Jessica
Way to
got a
go,
fan
Journey.
club.
I know. And now I see some Journey popping in here. I see a little Journey. Way to go, Journey.
Sure.
Congrats, Journey, from the Benson family.
And then we got
I
a
see
little-
y'all. I see y'all now. Now y'all in here. I need y'all to hit this like button because we at 16 and it's about 50 of y'all in here. So we need at least 20 likes. Go ahead and hit that like button. If y'all are enjoying this, like I said, drop some questions. If you want to support the stream, you can drop a super chat, $1.99, $2.99. I only got the horn. The horn went off once for Jessica. But I do the horn for every super chat. So if you want to drop a super chat, like I said, $1.99, $2, it don't matter. I get excited for it. There we go. There go them likes. I definitely appreciate y'all. Athletes. I asked what's the hardest part for the parents, but for y'all, what was the hardest part of the recruiting process? I'll start with you, Jessica.
I would just say like knowing like if the coach is like for real about me. Like they'll say they show some interest and like maybe we'll talk later, but I don't know. It's just always like an up and down type of thing. So I would say like the inconsistency with that. Yeah, that would be the hardest part for me.
I like it. Vienna.
I would say telling coaches no because I think that's just so hard because you've built these relationships for could be a year, 2 years, couple months, but you just get so close with them and it's not easy and it's not fun. But that was definitely the hardest part for me.
Yeah. How did you just manage that? Like, did you call everybody? Like, what did that look like for you?
Yeah, so I did. I called all the head coaches. And I think before I took my official visits, I obviously told coaches no before I took those. So I feel like that part wasn't as hard, but after the official visits is when it was especially hard. But yeah, I had to call them and not fun.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Journey, what about you?
I also think, the coaches being inconsistent sometimes. Like, one week they may be on my phone and then the next week they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And, just them saying something, but I'm like, do I really believe them? What they're saying?
Yeah. Now, how did you decipher through that? Like, is this coach honest? Is this coach telling me what they telling everybody else? Or is this coach really for me?
I think it was like a gut feeling. Like talking to the Bradley coach, they're just very genuine. And like some coaches I talked to, I didn't get that same feeling. And just looking at how many like players entered the transfer portal, I think that says a lot.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a real good one. And parents ask me about that a lot, right? Like, I think you got a college portal. I even think it's the same AAU. It's an AAU portal now. But I do think that when we talk college, like some things you really can't, like it's kind of hard because everybody's getting in the portal. And sometimes it's not the coach's fault. It's not this. But I do agree. Like you can tell a lot by how many kids are getting in the portal, what's the turnover ratio, like you can definitely tell. So I definitely agree, like being able to look at the portal and see what's going on there. When did you guys get y'all's first offer? Y'all remember?
I think late May of last year. Like
So your last AAU season was your first offer, right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. I love to hear that. Reason being because a lot of parents that I talk to thinks that, it has to happen in 8th grade. It has, and not saying that it won't. Like I know plenty of people who have gotten offers early, right? So I'm not saying that it won't. So parents listen, I'm not saying that it won't happen. But that's not the norm, right? Like, and I always try to tell parents, like, one, run your own race. And you can get an offer in the 8th grade, most times the coach is probably gonna be gone somewhere else. Like, you can't sign in the eighth grade. So for you to say that you got your first offer, your very first offer, your last AAU season, like, talk about that a little bit. Was there ever any like doubt, or was there ever any like, man, why is this not happening? And I'm not going to say was there. I'm sure there probably was, right? But like, well, I know it was, but like, what? How did that look like? What kept you going? Like, just talk about that.
I mean, there definitely was doubt. Like, I would see people who I would say I'm better than get offers, and I would be like, man, I still don't have my offer. But I think that just motivated me, just to prove everybody wrong this summer. And it was just a motivation thing.
Yeah, yeah, no, I love that. Dad, what did that look like for y'all as parents? Just seeing same thing, seeing so many other people get offers and Journey don't got it. And she a D1 player. Like, how are you motivating her to continue to push? What did that look like from a parent perspective?
Well, I will always tell Journey that she was a late bloomer anyway. So I watched her. I watched her develop from the eighth. I mean, she just played organized basketball in the eighth grade. That's when she started. So
You
the
mean to
past
tell
four
me she
years,
wasn't playing in the third grade, traveling across the world?
no, no. I used to hoop, so I didn't want to push basketball down her throat and her brother's throat to try to like force them to play basketball. So I wanted them to, decide if that was something they would want to do, and if they did want to do it, I could teach them how, certain fundamentals of the game to
Uh-huh.
help them, move forward. But no, I don't think I was ever worried. I was a little concerned maybe her junior year, but as I watched her develop, I knew that everything would fall into place just because of how
Mm-hmm.
she plays basketball. So, basketball has changed over the years to more of a everybody wants to go one on one and not so much moving the ball around. But I knew it would work out for her. So I told
Yeah.
her, don't worry about it. Just keep shooting, keep practicing, keep working on the things that are going to separate you from other players because everybody can dribble, everybody can't shoot. So if you can shoot the basketball, you're separating yourself from a lot of other players because I mean everybody can't shoot. So if
Yeah.
you got a great jump shot, then you're going to be a step ahead of other people. So that's one thing she did start doing when she was a kid. I would always teach her how to shoot, how to dribble, just the fundamentals of the game. But as far as organized basketball, no, I purposefully kept her out of it until about the eighth grade, just so she could be a kid, focus on just other stuff, and not try to push basketball down her throat. But
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I'm gonna take this question. It says, what are y'all most excited about? Before I take the question, we got a super chat. Shout out to, is it Roslyn? Yes. Shout out to the super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, and it came with a question. What's the most important lesson you've learned from basketball so far, and how has it enhanced your life? Good question. So I want that from everybody. Let's start with you, Jessica.
Okay. I would say just like being humble about yourself, like you're not greater than anybody else. Keeping God first, because I always try to think like I'm playing for Him and not for me, and that has really just taught me, just not in basketball, but just in life. Like I am just doing it all for Him. So not to take anything for granted. Always, my dad always tells me like there's someone that wish that they were in your position. So just to be
Mm-hmm.
grateful every day that you woke up and got to play the game that you love. So
I love that. I love that. Vienna.
Yeah, I would say not to compare yourself to other people. Everyone's process is different. Everyone's a different player. Yeah, that's honestly the best advice that I've kind of learned. I've struggled with comparing myself to other people, basketball wise. So I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of used that to grow mentally. But yeah, just kind of focusing on yourself and focusing on your own work and your own path.
That's good. Journey.
Mine was just, keeping my confidence up even when like my coaches don't believe in me. And not comparing myself to other people.
Oh, good answers. Good answers. What are y'all most excited about experience in your first year, and what will you miss most about home? Who want to take that first?
I guess I would say that I'm most excited to play with other girls who are just, I guess, super high level,
Mm-hmm.
love the game as much as I do. Not saying that I don't, but it's just going to be a different level of intensity and love for the game. So I'm excited for that. But
Yeah.
and then I guess what I'll miss the most about here, I guess my family.
You're gonna miss dad and mom.
Yes,
I will. I
we're
will.
her rebounders. So.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. Jessica, I was trying to do a little bit of research. I think I read so. Mom, dad played college. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. So my dad played football, and then my mom played basketball.
Got it. So, Dad, how like you guys have been through it, and obviously times are different. But having that, well, I'm gonna go Jessica first. Just having that experience from your parents, who have played at a high level. How did that help you? Just kind of going through this process. What did that look like for you? Being able to have those role models who also played at the next level.
Well, a lot of times, like they just told it to me straight, because they just told me that this is not a walk in the park. Like, if you want to go D1, like you're gonna have to work,
Mm-hmm.
and they never sugarcoated it. Like my dad, especially my mom, just always kept it straight to me. Like, this is what you're doing, and if you're gonna keep doing this, you're not gonna make it. So I think that's one of the most valuable things that I've had, even though sometimes it was
Straightforward. Tell it like it is.
yeah. You know, it's hard to hear sometimes. Like, I'm definitely appreciative because I am where I am now because of them.
Yeah. And Dad, what was you able to take away just from, your wife's experience, or mom's experience, your experience of playing at the next level to help her get to the next level?
Yeah, I think it just goes back to just being honest with her. I think a lot of parents, they kind of want to take them away from adversity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably one of the worst things that you can do, just because they're about to walk into a situation where there's going to be plenty of adversity. So she could never come to the house and kind of bash coaches or bash the situations, because I'm like, hey, sometimes there's going to be, you're just going to be outnumbered, right? There is not going your way, but how are you going to persevere, through the situation? So control what you can control, and keep a positive attitude. So she learned the hard way. Some days she wasn't too happy, but at the end of the day, it was still all about love. We love her through it. We understand what that looks like at the next level, but we were just honest, because just like Journey, she didn't start into eighth grade. She was a late bloomer. Got on a pretty good team, and then started, kind of growing from there. But for 2 years straight, this is the deal that I made with her. I was like, hey, eighth grade, you ain't really never played basketball for real. You don't have a chance of making a Division One where you at right now.
Mm-hmm.
What you have to do, and she'll tell you, 2 years straight, I told her to meet me at the door Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not waking you up. Be at the door, and we're gonna go work out every single morning.
Mm.
And you got to be in class. I think class was starting at 7:40, 7:45. So you got to figure out how to get your shower and get to school. But we did it for 2 years straight, and that's when I started. I started telling my wife, I was like, I think she's serious. I think
Wow.
so. And then she faced the junior, going into the junior year, back to back, ACL tears. And, I told her this just build character. We don't have time to sit around and cry. So you'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Just honest and making sure they get the work in. Vienna's family. Were y'all not like, well, not knowledgeable, that's not the right word I'm using. Well, I guess yeah, just was familiar with basketball. Is she the first athlete? Like, what was that dynamic like from a basketball standpoint from parents?
I, I played college football
Oh, well then
at a
yeah.
at Division II level,
Mm-hmm.
not Division I, but a good program, a good school that even though year-round activities weren't required, we did it right. Um, and where she's going, that next level is it's mandatory and then some.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think you either got it in you between your ears or you don't.
Mhm.
And hopefully you figure that out before you commit all that time. And
Mhm.
you're either driven or you're not. You've put in the work or you haven't. And if you do it, it's going to work out one way or another. And she figured that out. She was motivated, similar to Jessica's family story, put a lot of time in, and, you know, it's paid off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, that's good. That's good. And going down the journey, I mean, you've talked about it pretty much this whole time, and I can tell that you do a lot of research. Like I love talking to Dad. I love to hear that because I don't think that a lot of parents do it. I think a lot of parents rely on the AAU program to do everything, and I can tell, even just from hearing all of y'all, I can tell that y'all are also putting in some effort. What has that looked like on your end? What advice would you give to parents as they navigate this journey?
What advice do I give to the parents?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Basically, I would say as far as trying to get your kid into college.
Yes.
Oh, like Jessica's dad said, you need to make sure that they're serious about basketball. So if you'll find out very quickly if they're serious or not serious once they start working out and realizing that, oh, this ain't what I thought it was. Because if you want to play at the next level, you do have to sacrifice some things now in order to make it to that point. So I mean, the time that these girls, these young ladies spend practicing their craft, that I would say these kids over here in America should practice more. We play more basketball over here than they do in Europe. But when I went to Spain and played, it was harder to score over there in Spain than it was to score here. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that these kids here should practice more. So when they do get in the games, the fundamentals and everything will show because we focus too much on one and not enough like real basketball. So for the parents, I would just say stay on your kids, make sure that they're practicing the basic parts of basketball, dribbling, shooting, and make sure they're running. You got to run to be in shape in order to do all the things that you're trying to do on the court. So I see a lot of kids, they're not in shape, and they're like, oh, well, I'm going to go out here and do this. But if you're not in shape, how are you going to be able to do it? And then
Mm-hmm.
you get a lot of kids that think that they're shooters, but they don't practice shooting. So when they get in the game, they're throwing up bricks they're like, oh, I'm a shooter. I said, who told you that you're a shooter? Their parents are telling them that they're shooters, but in reality, they're not. In order to be a shooter, you at least got to shoot a couple hundred jump shots every day, and just practice things correctly. That's more.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. Yeah, important. Like a lot of kids go outside, they don't even know how to practice. So it's important that you practice correctly in the right way. So when you get in the game, it's second nature to you. So like repetition. So
Yeah.
if kids, yeah, if you want to go to the next level, you have to practice doing the same thing over and over and over. And it becomes monotonous, but at the same time, you have to do that if you're trying to make it to that next level. Especially now, and
Yeah.
they're paying the kids. So
Absolutely. Same question. Same question up top. What advice would y'all give to parents as they navigate this journey? Top left. Jessica's.
I was actually sitting. I'm sorry about that. Hold on. I think that.
that's our internet.
Am I still there?
Yeah, we can see you.
Yes. Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
You're good.
um, can you repeat that question one more time?
What advice would you give to parents as they help their athletes navigate this journey?
Um, I think the biggest thing is, first of all, like don't try to live through your kid. Um,
That's the
kind of
one
let
right
them,
there.
yeah, like don't put your, what I did and what she did and what he did. Like this is she's her own, person. But, set the expectations. I was big on this with Jessica. I asked her what her goals were and she gave us the goals. And then I explained to her what her plan of actions was going to be. For those goals that you're trying to, accomplish, you need a plan of action. I was like, everybody got goals. I hear them all the time. You get on social media and you can swipe all day long and hear people goals, but are you disciplined enough to continuously do the plan of action? So I would challenge any parent, to be very realistic with your kid, have these conversations. You have to have the relationship. If you're only talking about basketball, 24/7, that kid's probably not gonna, confine in you, just because that's just your world. So you have to be in tune with everything that's going on, whether it's education and things outside of the game. So that would be my thought.
Love it. Vienna's family.
I'd say just enjoy the process. Like the other dads have said, be realistic, be specific. You reap what you sow, and you know the right doors will open. And their kids bloom at different stages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you with the transfer portal, you can go D3 to D1. If there, who's the guy in the NBA was maybe with the Nuggets. I don't know who I'm forgetting about, but uh, just won a title, right?
Right.
So
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you keep working and trust the process. Somebody, if you're good, you're going to be found,
Mm-hmm.
and just be thankful for whatever opportunity you have before you. Ultimately, keep the main thing, which is the love of the game, hopefully, right? And that it brings people together, and lifelong relationships, and life skills that will be with you hopefully after the playing days are over. So
I love it. I love it. Ladies, what are y'all excited to bring to the program? Start with you, Jessica.
The biggest thing I would say is like my shooting and my defense. Like I've always pride myself, well not pride myself, but I've always like wanted to bring to the team, like whatever team I'm on is my defense. And I know that I can guard, well, usually like in high school 1 through 5, because that's high school. But
Yeah.
um, even in college, I feel like I can guard like 1 through 3, maybe 4, depends on
Mm-hmm.
what team. But that's the biggest thing I want to bring is like that energy in my defense and locking everybody up.
Like it. Vienna, what are you excited to
Yeah.
bring to the program?
I'm excited to bring my versatility on offense and defense, kind of like what Jessica said. I can guard multiple positions, and then my shooting ability, and also just my competitive mindset. I feel like that kind of sets me apart. So, yeah.
I like it. Journey.
I think scoring in defense and just having pride in both sides of the ball. Like I'm gonna lock up whoever I'm guarding, but I'm also gonna get a bucket on you.
Yeah. What advice? We talked to the parents about advice. What advice would y'all give other athletes as they navigate the journey? I'm gonna start with you, Journey.
I think just like remembering why you started playing basketball and not worrying about what other people are doing. Like just focus on yourself and having
Mm-hmm.
confidence in yourself.
I like it, Vienna.
Yeah, kind of like what I said earlier. Just like what Journey also just said. Focus on yourself and don't compare yourself to other people. And then also just try to do your research and see who's genuine with the recruiting process, who's not, and find the people who will invest in you.
Good, Jessica.
I would agree with both of them. Just the biggest thing I think a lot of athletes do is just compare themselves, especially like to their teammates and friends. But everyone has like a different growth, and it's okay if you're late or you're early. But just put in the hard work and know that your hard work is gonna pay off one day. So
I like it. I like it. Y'all, if y'all have any questions, be sure to drop questions. We are getting ready to wrap up. Jessica, you got a little fan club in the chat.
I
You
sent
got
out
a
the link.
you did. You sent it out because you got a little fan club in the chat. I'm like, okay, Jessica. Y'all ask any last minute questions. We got a little rapid fire coming up. I'm gonna get some of these. Let me get that out the. Get some of these to the screen. There we go. I'm gonna put y'all on the screen. I got y'all. I got y'all. We gonna go to the screen for a little bit. THS is in the house. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Okay, we got 4 things. I'm starting with you, Jessica. Jessica, you just been first. I guess because you top left. If you could describe your game in 3 words, 3 different words, what would they be?
um, let's see. Oh, that's hard. I would say energy, defense, and nonstop.
Okay.
That's one word I would give.
Okay. UTRGV fans can expect you to.
Just bring the energy, bring my hard work every day, going out whatever role they want me to play, I'll play that role, and yeah,
Like it. If you could send one message to your younger self starting this basketball journey, what would you say to yourself?
I would just say focus on the work and listen to your parents because they know what they're talking about,
I need to
and
clip
don't
that
take
one right
things.
there.
Yeah, just don't rely on your own self understanding because my parents been through it, so they know what they know a little knowledge.
They
So.
know a little bit, just a little bit. Last thing, what does being different mean to you?
It just means that your path is just gonna look different than like most people around. I mean, for me, like especially like high school, like you're not really around like a lot of like D1 basketball athletes, people who are trying to go on the same path as you. So just being confident in you and God that where you're going, it's gonna lead you the right way, and that it'll it'll pay off. So
I like it. I like it. I like it. And tell the people where they can find you. Social media. Give me your social media.
on Instagram, Jessica Borders 21, and then on Twitter or X now, Jessica E Borders. And yeah,
I'll put that in the chat for y'all. Vienna, if you could describe your game in 3 words, what would they be?
I would say versatile, composed, and shooter.
Okay. Finish the sentence. OU fans can expect you to.
um, OU fans can expect me to do whatever the team needs, I guess.
I like it. If you could send one message to your younger self starting this journey, what would you say to yourself?
I would say trust the process and just focus on yourself, focus on your work, focus on your own path. But yeah, ultimately just trust the process.
Good. Last one. What does being different mean to you?
Um, being different means, hmm, I guess just being yourself, like being yourself with every aspect of your life. That might, I mean, what I feel like that means it might look different than other people. Just I don't know. You're not going to be the same as a person next to you. You can't necessarily conform to be the same as the people around you. So just staying true to yourself, I would say.
I like it. I like it. And tell the people where they can find you on IG and X.
Yes, Instagram and X are both Murray Vienna.
Got it. And Journey, if you could describe your game with 3 words, what would it be?
Shooter, confident, and versatile.
I like it. Finish the sentence. Bradley fans can expect you to.
Do whatever we need to win.
If you could send one message to your younger self, what would you say to yourself?
Just keep going and just, stay focused.
I like it. Last one. What does being different mean to you?
Like, you can't, your path, like Jessica said, your path is not the same as everybody else's. And just, yeah.
I like it. I like it. I like it. And tell the people where they can find you.
On Instagram, I'm Journey Gets Buckets. And then on
Like
Twitter,
GETS or Z?
it's with a Z.
Buckets with a Z or a S?
A Z.
Hopefully I put that right. I think I put that right.
And then Twitter is Journey_Love It.
Okay. I put all IG. Parents, y'all not off the hook. Before we get off here, y'all not off the hook. Jessica's dad. One thing parents should stop stressing about.
Offers. Don't. I mean, you just heard it. You just heard it with Journey. Jessica was kind of in the same position at times. I wouldn't focus. Everybody's gonna. I'll say offer / social media. because social media, I mean, it could be great, but some people just use it in the wrong way, and they
Mm-hmm.
start making comparison. And now you don't really realize, but you start coming home and bringing that same energy to your child.
Mm-hmm.
And now you comparing your child, to someone that is not even, it's not even their journey. So I would say offers and yeah, social media. Like it's
Like,
not all what you see
mm-hmm.
sometimes.
I like it. One thing parents should start doing earlier.
I gotta go with Journey's dad on this. Just making sure you're developing the child.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the basics down. Like it's not, I work with her as well, and there's a trainer here, Vic, that I kind of sent her to him, and he kind of does things like 3-on-3, 4-on-4. So you just kind of like learn the game. It's not a lot of one-on-one or cone drills, which I think those are important, but just kind of work on the development of your kid.
Yeah, I love it. Vienna's family. One thing parents should stop stressing about.
Yeah, I was also gonna say like rankings and looking around at other athletes, and that comparison game I think is just can steal away the joy of the game, and to really teach your daughter that as well. Just don't worry, don't look around you, just focus on your game.
I like it. I like it. One thing parents should start doing earlier.
I would say fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to. It's fine, evidenced by Jessica and Journey. You can start late and still um, play Division One basketball, but if you don't have it pick up a basketball until eighth grade, it's going to be a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
So you can log more hours, more productive hours with your kid in the driveway or in the basement than all those kids doing travel ball in third, fifth, fourth, fifth,
Yeah.
sixth, so on, so forth. As long as and while you're doing it, ingrain proper mechanics
Mm-hmm.
and do focus on details, um, because it's hard to break bad habits, harder
Mm-hmm.
than it is to create good ones. So sometimes that requires having, if you weren't a shooter, find someone who was, and help them instill the right mechanics.
I love it. I love it. The last one, Journey's family. One thing parents should stop stressing about.
Personally, I think parents should stop stressing their kids and trying to force their kids to be the man. So I see a lot of parents trying to make their kids be superstars by telling them to shoot all these shots in the game, and I think that hurts the game and the kid more than it helps them, because they're put like Vienna's dad said they're creating bad habits. So I think parents should just stop trying to live through their kids and stop trying to make it seem like their kids are the best thing since sliced bread, and be a
Mm-hmm.
little more realistic. Just be more realistic about just everything that's going on.
I love it. I love it. One thing parents should start doing earlier.
Uh, what I always said is, if you don't know how to do something as a parent, and you want your kid to learn how, find somebody that can. Like, I heard y'all say before, if you weren't good at something, and your daughter wants to be good at something that you don't know how to do, find somebody that you trust to train them to do that thing that they're trying to do, because they will need training. So, if you did, whatever they're trying to do. So, but especially for basketball, if whatever they want to do, have somebody that knows what they're doing, train them to get them to that place that they want to be at.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. This was good. This was really, really good. I thought y'all gave a lot of great answers from the athletes to the parents. I really appreciate it. I like to do these so that other parents, can hear. A part of my content, a part of what I'm doing is to help parents navigate this journey, help their athletes navigate this journey. So I like to go to the end of it, of like, you're playing AAU, you're doing these things to get a scholarship offer to go to the next level. So I like to bring on people who have done that and give back and give advice. So I definitely appreciate y'all for taking time and spending an hour with me, to give information. That's really all I got. Thank y'all so much. Good luck Good luck the rest of this season. I know I'm in Texas, so I've been following Dawson, and I see y'all doing y'all thing. Keep it up. Keep it up. Good luck to all of y'all. We got congratulations in the chat. Congrats, everyone. What's up, Devin? What is going on, Devin? Congrats. Again, a bunch of congrats. Again, congratulations to y'all. And good luck on the rest of y'all's journey.
Thank you
Thank
so
y'all.
much.
Congratulations, ladies.
Same.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Y'all, great conversation. I love when guests actually give valuable information. They gave a lot of information. I need y'all to drop some congrats in the chat. If y'all want to drop some congrats for the family, drop some congratulations. Like I said, we got OU, we got Bradley, and we got UTRGV. A lot of good information. Let me hear some of y'all takeaways. I want to see some of y'all takeaways. We did get to 30 likes. So I definitely appreciate that. Appreciate y'all for getting us to 30 likes. If y'all want to drop a super chat, at there, listen, there we go, $1.99. $1.99. Let me get. There we go. I appreciate the super chat. If y'all, now we can get to 10. We had what? We had $5. We had $1.99. We can get to $10. That would be lovely. What's that, like $3.99, $4.99? I don't know. But if y'all want to support the stream, drop a super chat. We are on the go to 5,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button if you have not already. If you are new here, I have a podcast that drops every single Tuesday. We bring on college coaches. I've interviewed from your Don Staley's to your Kim Mulkeys. We actually interviewed Coach Love. Where Beyonce's going to school, OU. We did a podcast episode with Coach Love. So I bring on a lot of different college coaches, people in the space to give information to help parents. We do these lives every other Wednesday. So we will be back, not next Wednesday, the following Wednesday. And this is for the parents, for other parents, not even for that, to celebrate these athletes, right? These parents and these athletes go through a lot of different things throughout the journey. So I also do this to even celebrate them, to talk about their journey, to reminisce about the things, to also give advice. So I definitely love doing these things. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you missed an episode, go check out the last episode that dropped. It was solo. Actually, I do solos once a month. So it was a solo episode about AAU, about tryouts, about finding the right fit, about a lot of things that the parents and athletes talked about today. So if you want to go check out that episode, check it out. We drop every single Tuesday, and we will be back with 3 athletes, 3 parents in 2 weeks. I'll see y'all later.